All right, I wanted to share my thoughts on whether this Radiomaster Pocket is good for pinching. And so one thing I was a little bit surprised about is the hand placement. The weight is okay. Some people are concerned about the weight being, significantly heavier than the Beta FPV Lite. But when you're pinching like this, notice that your middle fingers are going to be up here. And that happens to be where there's a button. So you don't want to be pressing this button by accident while you're flying. And when you're pinching like this and then reaching over here to arm or disarm is, I don't know, maybe it's because of the ridge, maybe I have small hands, but when I go over here, it feels like I'm having to go further back than I anticipate. And I'm sure I'll get used to this over time, but arming and disarming, which I use for this button, Auxiliary 1, is not as natural. Compared to the Beta FPV Lite, this one, naturally my middle fingers go between the bullet switches. So it feels very natural, and it's actually a lot more comfortable to have my fingers here. And then if I need to, then I can flip the switches up and down or whatever. Relative to this guy where my fingers are basically lightly resting on this because I have nowhere else to put my middle fingers. And then putting on the bottom feels, I can't really do it because of the thickness of the radio itself. My middle fingers cannot go underneath while pinching. That's just kind of too big of a stretch. So middle fingers do have to come up and unfortunately do rest on the roller here and then on the button over here.